Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you been around here for a wee while. So on today's video I want to talk to you guys about some really powerful mindset shifts you can create in order to really start creating the relationship with food that you want, and start feeling really good about that. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you keep on watching and we will get straight into it. So first off, I just wanted to say that mindset is such a powerful thing when we're able to really start creating some shifts and learn how to do this. It's really empowering because we're able to really overcome things that maybe we didn't believe were possible. We start really getting through the obstacles and start creating the relationship with food, maybe not even just a relationship with food, but also the relationship with ourselves and the world around us that we really want to have. And this is really powerful because obviously it can impact us in so many different ways. So yeah, that is something I just wanted to mention before we start talking about some of the things around shifting your mindset. First thing I wanted to mention is it is really important to be able to start taking notice of negative thought patterns that are keeping you stuck. So especially when it comes to our beliefs. So a big one is what maybe you've heard of it before, is called limiting beliefs. So what limiting beliefs are basically things we really believe to be true that are holding us back in some way. So for example, I'll use myself as an example. I used to truly believe that I was always going to be a shy, quiet, introverted person, and I would never be able to do any sort of public speaking, because that's just how I was. I really believed that that's how I was, and I wasn't capable of doing those other things. So yeah, that is a really good example. And to be able to really address that, I really needed to see that that was a belief that I was holding on to, and that it was holding me back. So a really good way of identifying your limiting beliefs or the thoughts that are really keeping you stuck is when you find yourself in situations where you don't feel good about the choices that you made, or you feel like you're thinking things like, I wish I had done this, but you didn't. Really getting curious about why you didn't, what thoughts were coming up in those situations, and what beliefs were causing you to think like that, and what things were really coming up for you when you made the decision that didn't really feel right. You felt like you really wanted to make the other decision, but something was holding you back. So just really getting curious about those moments and what thoughts are coming up in those situations is a really good way of being able to start identifying the thoughts and beliefs that are really holding you where you are and keeping you stuck. That is just a really important thing to be able to do, is really to start identifying those negative thought patterns or those things that are really holding you back and keeping you in a place where you don't want to be. So yeah, just really identifying them for starters so that we can start shifting them. The next thing to do, and the next thing that you need to start doing, is really challenging those beliefs, challenging those thoughts. So what I mean by this is really just asking, are they true, or are they your things that you've limitations that you've put on yourself over time and really caused yourself to believe them to be true. Really just identifying and really getting curious about the fact of whether that belief or the thoughts that are coming up are really true, or if they are things that you've kind of always thought. So it is really just a habit of thinking those things and believing those things. When we come at it from this angle, we can really start seeing that those beliefs may not be true, and we've kind of been living by them and taking action with them being facts in our minds, when in reality they never were, and they were just limiting us from doing the things we really want to do. So really important to really start challenging your beliefs and really seeing if they are really true, or if they are things that you've kind of put onto yourself and kind of learned over time to be true to you. Another thing I wanted to say is to practice self-compassion. So it's really important to understand that these thoughts and beliefs have obviously developed over time. They're things that have kind of throughout your childhood, even you would have had experiences and things come up that have really made you believe these and really just caused you to learn these as habits and as your new normal. Like, it is just your normal, and it's just always what you've kind of been thinking. So it's important to be kind towards yourself and gentle towards yourself when you are noticing these patterns, and really being able to shift them, understanding that it is something that is going to take time, and not not beating yourself up for having those negative thoughts or those negative kind of beliefs and patterns that you have, but just being able to be really kind towards yourself and especially in moving forward and really wanting to shift those and being able to shift those. So from here, really starting to replace these thoughts, or maybe obviously coming from that place of really questioning whether they're true, but also then being able to imagine what other thoughts would be more helpful in those situations. So I always recommend starting with neutral thoughts, so really starting to shift the thoughts to something that feels more neutral, maybe not the complete opposite of what you're thinking, but something that feels really believable, but is moving towards the thoughts that you really want to be moving towards, rather than staying at the ones that you have. And this is obviously just another step that needs to be done. I think it's really important to obviously start with identifying them first, and once you've identified them, you're able to start really shifting them and thinking of asking yourself what thoughts would be more helpful and getting to where I want to be, and creating the relationship with myself, food, whatever it is, what would be more helpful in those situations. Another thing that can be really helpful is visualizing what success looks like for you. So when it comes to those thoughts and beliefs that you're really wanting to address, or the things you're not happy with in your life at the moment, so a lot of you, and maybe your relationship with food. So what does success look like in terms of when you've been able to shift your mindset and create the mindset you want? What would your life look like compared to what it looks like now? Really visualizing that and getting really excited about how that is possible for you, and really making that possible and starting to be able to shift those thoughts and creating that mindset that is going to make that possible for you. This can be really powerful and just bring more confidence and excitement in the journey of really shifting your thoughts and really shifting the way you're viewing things. So the sixth thing I wanted to say is to take action. So action that aligns with the thoughts and beliefs you want to have as well, though, I must mention. So when you think about where you're wanting to be and the kind of mindset you want to have, what actions would reinforce that? And also, obviously, when we're thinking about where we want to be, what actions would bring us closer to that as well? So starting to take action and doing the things that are they will reinforce those thoughts and beliefs as long as they are aligned with where we're wanting it to be. So by taking the action, we really are reinforcing those thoughts and beliefs, and also vice versa. Those thoughts and beliefs will feed into actions that are going to make you feel good and take you to where you're wanting to be. So yeah, that is the sixth one I wanted to say, is to really just take action that is feeling really aligned with where you want to be and the thoughts and beliefs you want to hold. Seventh thing I wanted to mention is to seek support. So being able to create these huge, big mindset shifts is something that definitely takes time and learning. And it can be really, really helpful to have someone that knows how to help you do this. So if you're feeling stuck or really overwhelmed even by being able to do this, you can always reach out for support and have help in doing this. This is also something I specialize in doing, especially when it comes to your relationship with food and yourself. So if this is something that you would like to talk to me about a bit more, I'd be happy to give you some guidance. And obviously I have, maybe not obvious if you are new to the channel, but I work one-to-one with people and helping them get to where they want to be with their relationship with food. So if that's something you want to talk about, we can definitely talk about that as well. But yeah, don't feel like you have to do it alone. These things take so much time and a lot of practice to be able to do, because we're unlearning lifelong things that we've done or thought and believed most of our lives. So it takes time, and having someone with you is so helpful, because obviously we don't feel so alone. We have the accountability. We have someone that really knows how to help us do that. It can be really empowering and help us get there a lot faster than we would on our own. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you found it really helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below. I post videos weekly, so make sure you subscribe if you liked this, and I will see you guys next week.